Good day, everyone. So, for today's video, I am going to discuss Chapter 6, Commutation of Sentence. Actually, our Chapter 6 is very short topic. Okay? So, what is commutation of sentence? So, commutation of sentence is the act of the President changing, reducing, or mitigating a heavier sentence to a lighter one or a longer term into a shorter term. It may alter death sentence to a life sentence or life sentence to a term of years. Okay? So, when we say commutation of sentence, it simply means reduction or mitigation of the penalty. So, ibig sabihin, i-reduce, okay? Ibig sabihin, ipapababa yung ibinigay na sentensya, papalitan yan or ire-reduce yan ng ating mahal na Pangulo. Kung ano man yung ibinigay na court na original sentence, there is a possibility na i-reduce or i-change ng ating mahal na presidente by commutation of sentence. Sabi nga dyan, heavier sentence to a lighter sentence or longer term to a shorter term. A commutation of sentence is a change of the decision of the court made by the chief executive by reducing the degree of penalty inflicted upon the convict or by decreasing the length of imprisonment of the original sentence. Okay? So, there is a changes from the decision of the court which is to be made by the chief executive wherein i-decrease yung original sentence. Okay, but you need to take note that when we say commutation of sentence, it does not forgive the offender. Okay? It does not forgive the offender, but merely just to reduce the penalty pronounced by the court. Okay? Hindi po act of grace or act of leniency ang commutation of sentence, but just a reduction of sentence. Okay? And also, to add on, so when we say commutation of sentence, okay, it will take place when the sentence, generally one of the imprisonment, is reduced to a lesser penalty or a jail term. But this type of clemency does not void the conviction. Okay, take note, it does not void the conviction kasi babawasan lang po yung sentensya na ibinigay ng korte. Okay? That is an act of our president. So, what are the specific cases where commutation is provided for the code or provided for by the code? Okay? So, when the convict is sentenced to death is over 70 years of age. Okay? So, take note, pwede pong makommute yung death sentence kapag ka ang nagrantan na or na bigyan ng death sentence is 70 years and above. Okay? Another is when the 10 justices of the Supreme Court fail to reach a decision for the affirmation of the death penalty. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ka hindi po nakapag-declare, okay, or hindi po nag-agree yung 10 justices ng Supreme Court na i-declare yung death penalty doon sa certain person na yon. Okay? Pwede pong i-reduce yung kanyang death sentence sa life imprisonment. In other cases, the degree of penalty is reduced from death to reclusion perpetua. So like what I have said a while ago, supposedly death penalty to life imprisonment. But there are other cases na from death penalty nagiging reclusion perpetua, which is ranging from 20 years, 1 day to 40 years. Okay? And another is, in commutation of sentence, consent of the offender is not necessary. Okay? This is not necessary because the public welfare, not his consent, determines what shall be done. Okay? So, who may file a petition for commutation of sentence? Okay? The board may review the petition of a prisoner for commutation of sentence if he or she meets the following minimum requirements. Okay, so for commutation of sentence, the prisoner should serve, okay? The prisoner should serve the following bago i-review yung kanyang petition for commutation of sentence. So, at least 10 years for prisoners sentenced to 1 reclusion perpetua or 1 life imprisonment for crimes offenses not punishable under Republic Act 7659 and other special laws. Ibig sabihin po niyan, okay, at least 10 years, dapat na-serve na po yung prisoner. Okay? Of basta hindi po crimes under Republic Act 7659. To add-ons po, yung Republic Act 7659 po, yan po yung imposition of death penalty to heinous crimes. Okay? And to add-ons again, ano ba yung mga heinous crimes? Okay, example po niyan ay treason, piracy in general, and mutiny on the high seas in the Philippine waters, qualified piracy, qualified bribery, parricide, murder, infanticide, kidnapping and serious illegal detention, robbery with violence against or intimidation of person, destructive arson, rape, importation, distribution, manufacturing, and possession of illegal drugs. Okay? So, to make it short, dapat po at least 10 years. Okay? Doon sa may mga reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment, basta po hindi po under ng Republic Act 7659 na mga heinous crime kagaya po ng mga nasabi ko kanina. Okay? And any other special laws. Another is at least 12 years. Okay? At least 12 years for prisoner whose sentence were adjusted to 40 years in accordance with the provision of Article 70 of Revised Penal Code as amended. Okay, so ano ba yung nandun sa Article 70? In Article 70, kasi sabi dyan, it states that if multiple penalties could not be served simultaneously, hindi po, kunwari no, yung isang tao, na-convict siya ng 3 beses, okay, example, na-convict siya ng robbery, and then, ng murder, okay, and then, homicide, so 3 yon. So 3 din yung kanyang isa-serve na penalty. Pag hindi po niya masa-serve yun simultaneously or sabay-sabay, i-adjust po yun sa 40 years. Kasi po ang pinaka-maximum po talaga na isa-serve na sentence ay 40 years. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, hindi po niya isa-serve na, for example is, yung murder ay 40 years, and then yung homicide ay 20 years, hindi po pwede na 40 years plus 20 years, so 60 years na yun, hindi po yun ganun. Okay, so pag sinabi pong under ng Article 70 of the Revised Penal Code po, pag hindi po niya yun masaserve simultaneously or sabay-sabay, i-adjust po siya sa 40 years kasi yun po ang pinaka-minimum. Okay, it will be adjusted to 40 years in accordance with the provisions of Article 70 of the Revised Penal Code. So I want you to remember that Article 70 of the Revised Penal Code. Okay, basta at least 12 years ang kanyang na-serve. Okay, another is at least 15 years of imprisonment convicted of heinous crime. Kanina po yung nauna, at least 10 years basta hindi convicted ng heinous crime. Pero po dito, at least 15 years doon po sa mga convicted ng heinous crime, kagaya po ng mga sinabi ko kanina na mga murder, treason, piracy, illegal detention, and so on. Okay? As defined in Republic Act 7659, committed on or after January 1, 1994, and sentenced to 1 reclusion perpetua or 1 life imprisonment. Okay? Another is at least 17 years of prisoner sentenced to 2 or more reclusion perpetua or life imprisonment, even if their sentence were adjusted to 40 years in accordance with the provision of Article 70. So, for example, dalawa pong reclusion perpetua, yung kanyang sentence na nakonviktan, okay, dapat po makapag-serve po siya ng at least 17 years muna bago po i-review yung kanyang petition for commutation of sentence. Okay? And then, at least 20 years for those sentenced to death. Okay? Actually, pagka death po ang sentence mo, okay, it will be automatically commuted. Okay? Or automatically reduced to reclusion perpetua. So, I want you to remember na kapag once na-convict ka at ang sentence mo ay 40 or death penalty, mare-reduce na po yon automatically to reclusion perpetua ranging from 20 years, 1 day to 40 years. Okay? So, that is the very simple discussion for our chapter. So, please be updated for more videos. So, thank you and have a good day.